Hi, welcome back. So in past few classes, we started discussing about DevOps, why we need DevOps, what is the purpose of DevOps, and what is the exact deliverable we are going to make it through this DevOps tools pipeline, right? So this class, we are going to discuss about how the entire workflow, what are the tools. The reason is most of the people now they are getting question that whenever they want to attend interview or whenever they go to any new projects, DevOps projects, each and every project they started using different tools. So they often getting confused with more question, right? So to make it very simple, you you take some one workflow, right, with tool one for each and every functionality and understand how it is working, right? So then you apply the same logic for any workflow, any project, right? So here, first we will walk through couple of sample workflow. In this workflow, there is a developer. He is sitting in somewhere here. He is a developer. So this developer is created some Java code. So we will go with the Java code, and he is assumed that he is developing some small application in Java. So he pushing the code in Bitbucket. So as per this diagram, they are using Bitbucket. So the moment he pushed the code in Bitbucket, okay, automatically there is a Jira. So is getting detected and also getting documented. There is a Confluence. So if you ask the tool, this is one tool, okay. I mean the Bitbucket is one tool, and Jira is second tool, and Confluence is third tool, and each and every action we need to notify. So Slack is fourth tool, and so once all this started, and then there is a build should start, right? So build, compile, everything should start. Each and every stage there is a Slack notification alert has to trigger, and there is a fifth tool, SonarQube, okay, because the code whatever he post out, it has to be reviewed. So there is a fifth tool is SonarQube, and to do all this, okay, there is a new code detected. So start this, start this, start this, right? So all this will happen if you integrate Bitbucket to Jenkins, Jira to Jenkins, and Confluent to Jenkins, and Slack to Jenkins, SonarQube to Jenkins, and there is a testing. So to do testing also, it's required. Sometimes security level testing, sometimes functional level testing. So we can go with JUnit, and because it's a very small tool which everyone aware, right? Before going to the further complex testing tool, so we can take this JUnit. So JUnit integrate with Jenkins, and code release, because you are doing something version 1 raw source code plus created application, created all the documentation, logic, everything has to be stored in JFrog Artifactory. There is a two famous tool is available in the market. One is Artifactory and Nexus, right? So integrate with this. Why we are integrating to Jenkins? Because Jenkins is you can say it's a project manager, because project manager is always torture team members, right? It's not a torture. As per the process, project manager will keep on follow up. Hey, team one, this is the team one. Have you finished? Okay, you finished. Okay, then team two, you started. Then team three, you started. Once you parallelly started, parallelly you start the build. This is the fourth team, and this is the fifth team, monitoring team. Whatever is happening, all this team notified to everyone, including managers, including the senior management, right? And there is a fifth team, SonarQube testing team, to do all the testing, right? So he is the one who is deciding. Okay, so you need to create a step-by-step pipeline with all condition. If there is a new code, always go and check. If there is a new code, start task one, start task 2. If there is a failure, start. So with this complete, you need to create a pipeline using Jenkins. That is why it is mandatory. Once you decided all the tools, you need to integrate with Jenkins, right? So this kind of a clarity, if you understand, it doesn't matter what are the projects, each project, even if there is a new tools, you don't worry. You be confident on what tool you work, one complete workflow. That's it. So you project yourself. Of course, each project will have different tools, different pipeline. You no need to worry. As long as you confident in one single pipeline, which we are going to see it in the hands-on, you have to project this way only, right? So let's go further. So this also one of the very good diagram, which I thought to explain to you all. So in this diagram, so there are a lot of SEM tools, right? So always we will go with either GitHub or Bitbucket because people knows this very well. So GitHub code, you commit it after you developed your code using the Jenkins help. So Jenkins is detecting the changes automatically using Maven or using Gradle. So it is starting, and then we are using the Docker. We'll see it in detail. Okay, so which tool you are selecting as per your project, make sure all the tools it's integrated with this manager, like Jenkins, like SteamCity, like Circle CI. These are all the people who is deciding you finished, you started. Hey, you not finished, then who have to fix it? Hey, you fix it. So this is the person basically has to decide what need to be done, even it is a success or failure, right? So once this is over, then start scan it and test it. Okay, this tool is as long as integrated with Jenkins, it will start because you already created a step-by-step pipeline here. And then once tested, then release it to the all staging environment for the further level testing, right? Once these are all finished, then the deployment, where to deploy, either you want to deploy it in Azure or on premises or AWS or Google Cloud or complete OpenShift Docker environment, right? So you need to integrate this environment also or VMware to this person. He is the person who is going to decide. Okay, so to do all this, here also you need to configure with Slack. Here also you need to monitor Slack because Slack is a collaboration tool. Here also, so Slack also you need to integrate with Jenkins, correct? And so this is how you need to plan any project or existing project or new learning also. Okay, let's go inside further one. So this also one of the diagram which you need to understand. Don't confuse or don't fear on multiple tools. Pick up one tool. Definitely each area, each domain, each functionality, one tool you definitely could have some kind of a understanding. Say for example, in this Git Bitbucket is almost same. GitLab is almost same, right? So if you take this, right, Slack collaboration, because monitoring team, everyone, if I'm in the Slack channel, I will see what all coming. The notification is coming, correct? And if I go here, most of the people they know Trello or Jira, right? Ticketing, right? So come down, knowledge sharing. So most of them are aware or at least know GitHub pages. This is very famous, and Confluence also very famous, right? If you go to build, definitely people will know Maven because it's a build tool. What is build tool? The developer is giving say .java. It's a raw code Java and .class. So this is the raw files. With this raw files, I cannot do anything. I need to create a WAR file, web application archive or enterprise archive to deploy it in some web application server, right? To do this, to transform the source raw files to packaged application, I need some build tool, right? So either you go with Maven or Gradle. So there are a lot of build tool also is there, right? So pick up one build tool. And database, of course, everyone knows Oracle. These days, MySQL, PostgreSQL. So pick up one database. And CA tool. Everyone heard about Jenkins, or these days, most of the people, they are going with the .NET Core, TeamCity, and even Bamboo, even Circle CA. Pick up one. Okay, and come to testing. As I said, JUnit is almost very famous in most of the junior to senior level. But if there is any enterprise level, maybe they will go with a different tool, enterprise grade tool. You don't need to worry. You need to understand the logic, what these tools are doing. That's it, right? So even if you go to any job description also, the job description will clearly say the tool name, because they are expecting some expertise. What people are missing is, I know only this tool. I don't know this tool one or tool two. What is it? You no need. So you know one testing tool, what the functionality is doing, right? Whatever the other tool, you just study what is the tool functionality or any other functionality or any other feature. That's it. The logical wise, the functionality wise, the concept will not change. And deployment, most of the people, they know Rundeck. Rundeck is one of the very famous deployment tool, right? And even Juju. Okay, nowadays most of the clients are also using Elasticbox, right? Even cloud, of course, it's your preference or client project preference, AWS or Google Cloud, or if it is completely OpenStack. So even you can go with the Rackspace or OpenShift. So you pick up one. Okay, understand the logic. The same logic is going to be the wherever you deploy. Only thing is, cloud native means cloud native services name will be different. That's it. So the orchestration. So the orchestration, if you look at this, most of them are no in Kubernetes or Mesos. And come down, monitoring. If you go this monitoring, Splunk is very famous. Elasticsearch is also very famous, right? If it is a data related, then definitely people will prefer Splunk, Logstash, Elasticsearch. But the concept is same. Because whenever you go to any project or you join existing project, what is the project? It is a data related project or infrastructure related project. Accordingly, you yourself should have some maturity level. Okay, this is very flexible to monitor with so and so tools, right? And Artifactory. Still, most of the people are getting confused. What is meant by Artifactory? Why I need it, right? So Artifactory means, suppose the developer is developing something, right? So he developed code, source code, raw code, right? And the relevant documentation, right? And build during the Maven and Gradle build. So I'm creating the application packaging .var.er file. So with all this, okay, you bundle it as a tar.zz, right? You have to store it somewhere. Okay, JFrog will be useful, or Nexus will be very famous. Okay, and even Docker Hub also nowadays, it's really famous, right? So why I'm storing it? Suppose some people is raising the bug, or some new feature in upcoming releases need the specific version. I cannot go and waste my time, because each and every testing, build, compile, and creating the package, testing everything, it is taking a long time, minimum 4 to 5 hours. Sometimes it go more than that, depends on the functionality and depends on the testing, depends on the checking, right? So if I have everything in stored in somewhere, I can simply retry. I can start from the stage where I left, right? So this is the major purpose we are using. The advantage here is, these are the tools we can access this files via API itself, right? So this is how you need to understand. Take a lot of architectures, take a lot of this similar diagrams. You sit down yourself and explore what is the functionality. Don't confuse with many images. You know at least one tool, you have some familiarity, right? Pick up the tool. Let's go inside. Okay, this is also one of the very good diagram. Okay, so in this diagram, developer is creating some packaging application, raw code, source code, checked in. So since GitHub is integrated with CI, it's detecting the changes immediately, trying to analyze the code, and started Maven compile build, creating the application packaging, and then I'm storing into Artifactory. Again here they are showing multiple tools, but I'm picking only one tool. That's enough. Artifactory. If you go with Artifactory, then same functionality for Nexus. So you just throw it. If you go with a Nexus, then this is no need, right? So you store it, and parallelly you need to deploy it in somewhere. So first you need to decide whether you are deploying in cloud or on premises. So if you are decided to deploy in cloud, then you need to prepare the necessary infrastructure, right? First. So using Terraform, you need to prepare the servers, you need to prepare the Lambda. So all those parameters, you need to first create it, resources, right? So you are using this stage or using the deployment. So you created the necessary infrastructure, right? So in that created servers, in that created database, you need to deploy the application which you created. So how do you deploy? You can use Ansible, or if it is a AWS, there is a native services, AWS code deploy or urban code tool to deploy it in the created infrastructure. Okay, so where you will deploy, because you need to decide whether you are going with the server compute based infrastructure. That means using Terraform, you need to create this infrastructure. If you decided to go with the serverless, then using Terraform, you need to provision this. If you go with containers, then using Terraform, you need to provision this. You need to create this, right? If you go with the big data, then using Terraform, you need to create this. Once you created this infrastructure, using Ansible or using Urban Code or using AWS code deploy, you deploy the code package which you created to here or here or here or here. Correct? So then you start your testing and you release it to further staging environments. So once all completed and tested, then again you need to provision using Terraform similar to this production environment. And once the environment is provisioned, then using Ansible or using Urban Code or using AWS code deploy to deploy the same, okay, in production environment. Whatever you deploy, there should be a monitoring and collaboration, right? Monitoring means you will monitor the utilization, all errors, everything. And collaboration means to notify wherever they are, the relevant teams. This is how you need to study one complete DevOps pipeline, right? So instead of worrying about each project, different tools, just to understand the logic. It doesn't matter what are the tools. It is the important to understand what functionality you need to do the development to deployment and monitoring and security and collaboration alerts. Correct? Let's go inside. So most of the people they started asking, I don't have production experience, I don't have real-time environment experience, right? It doesn't matter. You have the knowledge, right? You need to apply. You need to simply apply how the production environment. There are a lot of ways to apply. So there is a one very good online generator. Okay, I will put this link in the comment section. Okay, let's go to that. Let's go here. Okay, so this URL you can find it in the comment section. Okay, say for example, I want to project myself as a real-time experience, right? So what I need is in this similar diagram, whatever we seen, we need one source code management where developer push the code, right? So let me remove it. And then we will select from the list as a fresh, we will select it. So source code management means you already know developer creating the changes and keep on pushing it to some source code management repository. So click this plus, and you will see a lot of source code management tools, right? Okay, what is your more familiar tool? GitHub, right? So select GitHub, add tools. See here, so GitHub is added. Now I have developed, okay, I have compiled, I have built. So now the application packaging is ready as a WAR file, as a ER file. I need to store it to Artifactory, okay, where I need to store either JFrog or Nexus or whatever. What is the purpose? Whenever I need the version for bug fixing or any future releases addition, I need the source code documentation plus the readied application package, right? So go here, select plus, okay, see here, Artifactory or Nexus. Let's go with the Artifactory, which is more comfortable, open source to learn. Okay, so now Artifactory and CA tool. CA tool, as I said, whatever tool you have to first understand and check the compatibility. What CA tool you are going to select. So all the tools should be integrated to that CA tool. So here, if you click this, there are several CA tools. GitLab CI, Invoke, Postman, Gulf. There are a lot of CA tools. Bamboo. So we will go with Jenkins or TeamCity. We'll go with the Jenkins or TeamCity. So we'll go with the TeamCity. Add tools. So we got one CA tool. And what is the configuration? Just now we seen. Whenever you want to provision, right, you need one configuration tool, right? So click this. See HashiCorp, Terraform, right? So you click this or whatever you want, you can select from here, Terraform. So add tool. So because before deployment, you need an infrastructure, right? You need to create it, right? So you need Terraform, and I have created. I need some tool to deploy it. So either Urban Code or Ansible, Juju. So let's go with Urban Code, because Urban Code is one of the very popular tool nowadays, or Juju also. So environments where you need. So to do this, you need to deploy somewhere. And so you need to decide whether it is a cloud or on premises. So click this. So let us go with Azure or what cloud you like it. So I like Azure. So I'm clicking here. So Azure. Now we will come back to this. I want to release. So I need some release tool, because you are creating, developer is creating and checking it. And the moment you check, the TeamCity is realizing there is a changes, immediately starting with Maven build, compile and storing it here. And the necessary configuration environment will be created using Terraform, and the created environment, it will be deployed. Where to deploy? In Azure, right? So to do all this, I need to detect what are the releases, what are the versions, right? So it is mandatory to go with some release management, right? So if you are really good, then let's go with Urban Code, or Urban Code also have the release management. So let's go with CA, because recently I started seeing very good in CA. So add tools. Okay, now whatever task we are doing, there will be an issue. So the issue also has to be automated with ticketing to particular developer or some team has to receive notification so that they can get the ticket, and then they can start work on their own without any dependency. So what is the ITSM? So these days ServiceNow is one of the very famous, or Jira also you can go with. So I'm going with ServiceNow add tool. Okay, so now collaboration. Whatever it is happening, everyone has to be notified, right? So if you want, you can just move the mouse cursor here so that you get the lot of explanation here. So collaboration, let's go with this Slack, because everyone is know what is Slack. And testing. So whatever I'm doing till before the deployment, or each and every section during the application packaging creation, I need to test. Previous classes also we have seen, right? So come down. So we will go with some basic tool so that everyone will aware. JUnit or JMeter. And if you really want to have, because your application or your project is something like analytics, then select the related analytics tool. Dynatrace is one of the major one, or Datadog also. So I will select with the Dynatrace. And security. Mostly your code is having any flaw with respect to security, application perspective or infrastructure perspective, then you need to create all the test cases. Who will validate? So there is a Fortify. This is really a very popular tool. So I'm selecting this. And other. So if you go to your mouse cursor here, the logging and database, so you click here. So first, agile planning. If you don't know what is agile planning, it's something like you need to first define the scope, everything. From this is the starting point, I would say. So plan view is one of the very famous tool. And monitoring. So monitoring, I prefer to go with either Nagios or Zabbix. Prometheus is also one of the, see, there are a couple of tools is not listed out here, because whatever they got the input from the community, they made this tool to help the community. So if you have different, as I said, this is give you a very good idea to face interview, to face projects, to face your day-to-day work deliverable, to make you a confident, right? So come down, database. So in database, there are a lot of database, but you go with what you know. I'm comfortable with MySQL. So I'm come down. And serverless. This is what we have discussed in the previous diagram. So you want compute based or serverless based. Accordingly, you need to decide this. Say add tool. So in this, you can find now it almost fulfilled, right? So you can just say download the diagram. You can download the diagram. The workflow will be created automatically. If you say, that's all. So if you say this has to be integrated with TeamCity, this has to be integrated with TeamCity, and this also has to be integrated with TeamCity, and this also will be integrated. This also will be integrated, because he is the one who is deciding what need to do next, what need to do next, what need to do next in the pipeline. While you create, you have to create everything, but before that you need to bring everything under here, right? Here, from this, and from this also to TeamCity. So now I know you have some idea, right? So what I'm saying is, I would really prefer everyone to fail multiple times in this tool, this tool which I mentioned in the comment section. This go to this web page, you just play with a different tool combination and understand how the flow works. This is very important, because everywhere there is a flow is happening. So everywhere there is a different flow is happening. So I would strongly recommend, go to this web page, and explore and play with different tools, change the tools and understand how the works. Sometimes you may get a lot of ideas. Okay, stay tuned. We are going to see hands-on from next class onwards. Thanks for everyone.